Guys, I finished Paper Towns by John Green, and oh my gosh, let me just say, mind blown. Because this is not the typical John Green book in the least bit. Like, it had a John Green ending. It definitely had a John Green ending. But it's more like lighthearted and happy than a typical John Green book, and it's just, bro. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and get into the book review of Paper Towns by John Green. So, I have this little sticky note on the front cover because this is a library book. I do not own it, and it has like the barcodes on it, and I don't need anyone like creepily scanning it and like trying to figure out where I live because stalkers out there be trying to stalk. Like, mind your own business, stupid. But yes, so Paper Towns by John Green basically follows this kid and his best friend growing up with the girl like across the street or next door. I don't know. They lived either next door to each other or across the street. I don't remember. Her name was Margot. And Margot was always quite a mystery to him. He's always had a little crush on Margot growing up. They've known each other since they were 2. So they were best friends all like growing up through grade school, parts of middle school I'd say, and then by the time they hit high school age, Margot kind of drifted off into another area. He made friends with like band geeks and she made friends with popular kids and they kind of drifted away. But he's always had these feelings for Margot, even though she has this boyfriend that she's had for a while now. So then one night, Margot sneaks into his bedroom and she's like, hey, by the way, there's some people I need to get back at. We're going on a mission. Get your mom's van. Let's go. So him and Margot get in the van and they go to the store and spend like $300 on stuff. And they just go on this night, like, all night long mission all around Florida, just doing shenanigans and doing stuff like that. And it was a great night, and he really felt closer to Margot after that, and he's like, oh, maybe we'll go to school tomorrow and things will be different, and we'll be friends again, and she can sit with us at the lunch table. And like all kinds of stuff. And then he gets to school, and Margot is not there. She's not there the next day. The day after that, or the day after that. Eventually, Margot's parents call the police, but she's known for running away, and she always leaves little clues behind to like tell everyone where she's going, but not exactly. Like they're crazily hard clues to follow. And then he realizes Margot left him a clue, and a clue for him to find. So him and his friends go on this mission to figure out. It's mainly his mission, but his friends help out along the way to find Margot. So that's what takes up a big chunk of the first half of the book. And then eventually they figure out where Margot goes. And they hop in a minivan, like 4 kids. They skip graduation, hop in a minivan, go cross country. Not cross country, I'm sorry. They drive over 12 hours, like all night long, to get to Margot. So right there I'm going to stop. So I don't want to spoil too much more of the story for you guys. But it's definitely a light-hearted book. I mean, from going from looking for Alaska and The Fault in Our Stars, they're very like sad and depressing plot lines. And yes, as you go through the story, you find out that something's seriously wrong with Margot. She's like seriously depressed or something. I don't know. Very lonely, I guess. And he contemplates whether or not Margot had committed suicide or not. So you have that factor in the book. But you find out pretty soon that that's not necessarily what happens, per se. I'm not going to tell you that she did or didn't, because I don't want to ruin that part of the book for you. But, yeah. So, I mean, you have that factor, but other than that, it's just such a more, like, lighthearted, upbeat book compared to The Fault in Our Stars. Like, there was parts in this book where I was laughing out loud. Like, I was reading this in the doctor's office, and I was just dying of laughter. My grandma's like, what? I thought you were reading. I'm like, John Green is, like, amazing. How he comes up with stuff like Black Santa and World's Best Grandma shirts, I don't know. And you need to read this book to figure out how those two things tie into the storyline because it's just hilarious. Yes. Lost my train of thought. But, wow, this book. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my opinions on the ending of the book, but I don't want everyone to see this because it kind of will spoil it. So So the whole time I'm talking, I'm going to be holding up the book. When I sit the book down, then you will know that I'm done spoiling stuff and we can move on. So, I'm going to go ahead and begin. If you don't want the ending spoiled for you, go ahead and hit like the mute button and you can turn your sound back on when I put the book down. So, the ending of the book. Oh my gosh. I haven't decided how I feel about the ending yet or not because one, I did not like the way Margot, all these clues they worked so hard to find, Margot didn't even mean for them to find. Like, she meant for him to make it to the abandoned mall, but she did not mean for him to be able to track her from the mall to the paper town, and it's like, crazy. It's like, how he was able, like, for all these years, no one's been able to follow her clues, and yet he's been able to follow the clues she left him to where he should be, and then he followed them past where she wanted him to find him. Like, they're amazing. So there, and then once they found Margot in the barn, like living like a hobo or something, I was like, this is not the Margot I had it pictured in my head. Like, and the whole time in the back of my head, I thought, oh, Margot did this because she wants him to find him. They're gonna get together at the end of this book, and they're gonna like date and go on like crazy adventures until it's time for college, and it's gonna be great. And then I get there, and Margot don't want them there. She wants to be left alone. And it's like, and she's being a brat to everyone, and I'm like, whoa, this is not how I had pictured. And then, eventually, you know, they talk, and the black book gets buried, and there almost brought some tears to my eyes, because it's like their childhood, and they're like officially saying goodbye, and I wanted so bad for them to get together, and like, go back home and live happily ever after, and that is not what happened. I mean, Margot's going off on her adventure. He's going back home to go to college. Like, it's not what I had pictured, and I like the ending of the book, don't get me wrong. It's definitely, no one died in the ending other than their childhood dreams in the Black Book. They kind of buried their childhood right there. Or Margot buried her childhood, I should say. He was just a character in her childhood. She buried her childhood, and it's like, that's the only thing that died in this book, other than the dead body at the beginning of the book, which, you can read the book to find out about that. But, other than them burying the book, I feel that was the only main casualty in this book, and that is so not unlike John Green. Like, someone always dies in John Green, and yet no one died, and I'm like, oh, that was refreshing. So, I would have to say this is probably my favorite John Green book so far. I just like the aspect of this book. I'd say Looking for Alaska is probably my second favorite. No, Will Grayson is my second book up to this, but I'm not going to label my John Green books because I'll be here forever like debating which one is better. But the ending was definitely a shock to me. I did not see it coming, but I'm glad it's coming. So, yes. Books down! Turn your volume back on! But, yeah, that was the ending, and I can definitely say that John Green wrote it very well. They say they're going to keep in contact with each other. So, he could definitely totally write a sequel to this book. I mean, duology, let's go, John Green, get working on that. I know his books are meant to be standalones, but you totally wrote this book in the way that you can make it, my phone just went off. Oh, I got a Snapchat from my bae. Ah! Okay. You totally wrote this in a way that you can have a sequel wrote, so it's just a very great, interesting ending, and if there was a sequel wrote, I would be so geeked. I'm super excited now to see the movie. It's like, yes, the movie, let's go. So when the movie comes out, I'll definitely do a movie review for you guys. But this is my Paper Towns by John Green book review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a big thumbs up and let me know if you read the book, what you thought about the ending in the comments. Did you like it? Didn't you like it? What do you wish would have happened? Like, are you with me and you wish one way versus what actually happened? Or are you not? Let me know in the comments. Give this video a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me, please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you later. Bye.